Special thanks to Grab the Games for providing the key to this game.
So, you're the new guild owner, I hear. Welcome to Deadwoods. Turns out he didn't have the stomach for this kind of thing, but left a few buildings we can make use of. Take a look around. Anyway, I'm Slyn, your guild assistant. Let me give you a heads up. Gladiator championships are organized at the start of each month. Then there's the old arena named the Ring of Death. We can join the action there each week. They organize a variety of different fight types. Of course! I'll tell you about it soon. And lastly, the Deadwoods has its fair share of problems. Bandits, beasts, feral undead, so expect to be contacted and asked for deadly gladiator services outside of the arena. Alright lad, you can get gladiators and items here. In the guild menu, you can increase gladiator and item slots, buy new buildings to allow trait and item upgrades, or unlock new gladiators. This is the Ring of Death Arena, which you can join each week. New quests will appear up here. And finally, your timeline. Press the fast forward button, or press space to start it moving. I recall you wanted me to tell you more about the Ring of Death Arena, yes? Well, Deadwoods has quite a disturbing history. You're new here, but you'll find out eventually about the infamous Crimson Storm and all the rest. Indeed. Now, regarding the Ring of Death, it was an arena built by dwarves back in days far more glorious and rich, back when the region was known as Mana Bay. The arena, as of today, is in horrible state of decay, though currently it's used to organize all kinds of private fights. This is a great opportunity to profit while waiting between each monthly championship. If some of your gladiators died, don't worry. Temple of Revival sits within the guild, resurrecting gladiators. But it takes some time. However, should you want to bring them back to life instantly, it will cost you mana crystals. Yes, even in the middle of championships. Comes in handy.
A pack of feral ghouls roam the forest near the village. I'd like you to dispose of them before further blame is foisted upon me.
Feral undead are those who have risen on their own and behave like wild beasts. They began to appear around a decade ago, along with the Crimson Mists. It all started about 10 years ago, growing more and more common. Various rumors circulate as to their cause. Some say that the High Necromancer is to blame, as his dark arts disturb the balance of nature. Others claim it's due to the influence of the Baroness. Well, it ain't customary in these parts for an elven woman to rule, much less a lowborn one. Suffice to say, the common folk don't see eye to eye with her. Sure, like I said, she's a lowborn elf who charmed the Baron's son. When the elder Baron died, his son married her despite her social status. Well, long story short, the young Baron died too, from a blighted forest troll of all things. Thus, the rulership of the Deadwoods fell to her. Normally, necromancers raise the undead and bind them to mana crystals. Whoever holds the crystal, can control that undead. They sell most of them to the Andarian army to help keep the borders safe. That's why the church is allowed to raise the dead without any restrictions. You're really new here, huh? Our district Deadwoods borders the Kingdom of Tyrell, and relations between our Kingdom of Andarion and Tyrell are not to be admired. Well, but the thing is, they don't shy away from selling their undead to anybody who offers a better price.
Excellent work! There's nothing worse than cleaning up after another's mess. The Church of the Dead, of course. But that schemer, the High Necromancer, sows rumors in the minds of the gullible townsfolk, pinning the blame on me. He bloviates about how a red-haired, low-born she-elf witch will bring doom upon us, feeding into the superstitions that already surround me. A group of unsatisfied peasant vandals have burnt down a windmill. I need you to bring them to justice. I didn't bring gladiator games to Deadwoods just to let peasants enjoy savage entertainment. You are. Overtime work for good guards is pricey, and my budget is tight. knew gladiators would come in handy for these sort of tasks.
Baroness sent us a letter, asking if we would like to enter into an alliance with her. She could use an ally like us, now that her trust grows. Maintaining a good reputation with all factions is important, since it will affect how much they're willing to reward us for completing their quests. But only the faction we sign an alliance with will trust us with their most important tasks.
I need you to spread some truth. Round up your gladiators and get them talking about how the Church of the Dead's dark arts are responsible for the feral undead rising. Get those blighted peasants off my back. The Church of the Dead has meddled with dark arts for years. The creator himself doesn't know what goes on in those lightless chambers of theirs.
Well, it's undeniable that feral undead rise on their own after every Crimson Mist. But swive me if I know what's causing the miss. They started 10 years ago, and the Church of the Dead has been here long before that.
Many do. Red-haired she-elf ruling the Deadwoods. It's a curse that brought us the Crimson Mists, they say. The High Necromancer is working hard to spread this narrative.
high necromancer played cards with some peasants in the tavern last night. Well, he lost, and insults were thrown both ways. The necromancer wanted to have the last word, but was having trouble doing so among drunken peasants. He cast a spell which turned everyone at the table permanently mute. Hardly able to carry on an argument, eh? The peasants' families are taking him to court over it, and the high necromancer has asked you to testify on his behalf. In his words, just send a couple of gladiators as witnesses, and have them say it was all in self-defense. He won't be happy. Once folks saw those gladiators enter court, they were sure the high necromancer had bribed them. But your guy stood by our side. Many thanks to you, my lord. We're very grateful. Sadly, my lord, he didn't. He bribed the judge, or threatened him anyhow. He's free to go. Well, at least peasants didn't get any punishment. Other than that, I found a threatening note knife pinned to our door. It reads, "I won't let a circus manager ruin my grand plans for this land. Cross me again, and I'll turn you into a swiving ghoul."
Some half-wit peasants have blocked the graveyard, preventing my necromancers from performing their work. I beseech you, gladiators, to clear the way. The usual reason? Superstitious nonsense. They claim that raising the dead is a sacrilege, or something to that effect. Dead meat is dead meat. Once the soul forsakes the flesh, my church has rights to that meat. Besides, would they rather send their own children to guard the borders? Yes, I send dozens of undead each month to the borders. This blighted district just had to reside at the very edge with the Tyrell Kingdom. They better. If they don't like it, they can learn how to raise the dead themselves. Those are the private matters of the church, young one. My necromancers discovered a farm that was once an old war burial ground. Unfortunately, the peasants refused to let us dig up their precious crops. I need you to pay them a visit.
Special thanks to my patrons, Justin Wood, Hobbs, and Koopy Vegeta. You can join my patrons at patreon.com/HoldenGatsby, check out my TikTok and Twitter @HoldenGatsby, and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/HoldenGatsby. Don't forget to subscribe to all of my channels. If you want more, you can watch my last video now, but if not, then thanks for sticking around. Bye.